Wow. I got like 12 hours sleep. Wow. I think this week's vlog is mostly going to be me sleeping. I'll explain. But first, breakfast. My brother did a French exchange and this week there's a French kid living in our house and we don't have that many beds in our house so I'm staying here, which is in my aunt's apartment, while she's elsewhere, which is quite a big deal because, I mean, apart from last week's vlog where I went to Wicklow to be with my family, as you saw, I really haven't left my house since December. Like, this wouldn't have been possible a month ago because my health was too wild for me to live alone. So the fact that I've improved so much that I can kind of spend a week in an apartment on my own, and we know that I can cook myself 3 healthy meals a day and won't die or anything, is really fucking cool. It's really cool that I can just live here for a week and hang out here. It's also like super great to have a change of scene. Like, oh my goodness, I love my family, I love my house, but 4 months in one location is rough. Rough on the old noggin. It's a really beautiful, super gorgeous, funky apartment. It's got a balcony, and here there's a roof garden, so I'm going to try and summon enough energy to go check that out. So here's the thing, since my last vlog, since I went to Glenmalure, I think it kind of was a bit too much for me. I'm really glad I went, and it's really lovely to be around family, and I sort of felt the need to go, but it took a lot out of me. And then when I came back from Wicklow, I had a little tiny crash. It wasn't like a big one. I'm still, you know, a lot better than I was a month ago. Like, I didn't screw up the whole progress thing, which is really lucky, but I got a little bit of a scare and I just got very overwhelmed. Recovery is surprisingly exhausting and surprisingly busy. There's so much to do all the time, and it's really complicated. I just kind of fell off the course with everything. Like, I just got very overwhelmed. So this week, what I really want, because I have a chance to just be somewhere else, be outside of my like situation for a moment. Like, I'm outside of my house, I'm outside of this place which I've been for a very long time and it's gotten kind of intense. I just have like a breather. I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna try and spend some time on my own. Some of my friends are gonna visit me as usual, but I just want to spend a lot of time alone and just try and reset and try and get my chill back. You know how we all have like mental health and physical health, and like, okay, so we're all learning now that your body and your mind are one thing, so really we only have health, but let's just categorize it for a second. So we have mental and physical health. My physical health is terrible, my mental health is really good. You know, like in a friend group or in a family, there's like one person who, no matter what anyone else is doing, no matter how bugged out everyone else is, there's always like one kid or like one parent or one whatever who's like, or like one friend who's like always got it together and you can always depend on them, and they end up picking up a lot of the slack. You end up depending on them for too much, and then like 5 years down the line, the sensible kid who everyone depends on has like the biggest freak out of all because they've been like the kid that everyone's been depending on and they've been carrying the slack for like 5 to 6 years. That's my mental health. My chill has been taking up the slack for every other part of me that has failed, and it's still doing its job, it's still motoring down the line, but like lately I'm just beginning to think like my poor chill has been, it's weird that I'm anthropomorphizing my health, but let's just go for it. My chill has been taking up all the slack and I never give it any attention, and I give my physical health all of my attention, and like I feel fine, like I don't feel sad or anything, but like I am getting a little bit overwhelmed. Obviously I'm going to be resting, obviously I'm not going to be doing anything bad for my physical health, but I want to just focus this week on like getting calm again, getting some feeling of balance, not feeling so overwhelmed, just like chilling out again and regaining my sense of purpose and regaining my focus on the situation. That's kind of my goal, if that makes sense. I know, can you hear all these seagulls? It's ridiculous. Also, I'm looking at this window and I can see the spire. Like, that's how central I am right now. I am looking at the spire. There's this YouTuber called That Chic is her blog name. Her real name is Rachel. She's very good. And she made this video in January called her reset routine, and in it she says that the first thing you need to do is just to like just empty your brain out, like so just sit down for like 2 hours or more and just like journal and journal and journal and just write everything out. And I really like that idea. I think that sounds really good. I've just been doing the declutter of my brain journal entry of awesomeness, and have another half hour while my potatoes roast, and then I'm going to stop because rest is important. You guys, I don't think I can write forever. My arms are getting a little tired, as is the rest of me. I do journal regularly anyway, so it's not like a big build-up was happening in there, but I think it's good just to really like, I always journal about how I'm feeling at the moment or maybe what happened that day. Journaling generally just being like, how do I feel about the last 6 months? What's on my mind? What's bugging me in general? Just like getting it all out and just asking yourself loads of very interesting questions and then just answering them is a really interesting way of just kind of decluttering and like almost dusting the corners of your brain, just getting it all out and then just having a little bit more space in the noggin for, I've said noggin multiple times in this video and I don't usually use that word. I'm not an 80-year-old man. Maybe when I clear out my brain, my true self comes forth, and that self is an 80-year-old farmer from Tipperary. Just the day that you like the baby. Well, you, my boy, learn to send the feelers, because you're the son of that adamant I was telling you about. I have felt surprisingly good this week. I mentioned before that there was mold in my bedroom at home. We knew there was some mold, we didn't know how much. We got the test results back from the lab. It's weird that I have the kind of life now where I'm in constant contact with labs. That leaving cert biology finally paying off. But it turns out that my whole house has mold, but my bedroom in particular has extreme amounts of mold. That room was labelled like in red, like very, very bad. A lot of all different kinds of mold as well, 4 different kinds of mold. So that's not great. So probably the reason I feel so good right now. And also I've been doing so much hard work with pacing. But I think all of that hard work has been supported this week by not being in a physical environment that's poisoning me. And it's also very warm in my apartment, so that's very exciting. And because of that I might be staying here longer than just a week, because it turns out that the physical environment here is really aiding my health in a really amazing way.
I can speak Italian now. Okay, what do you want me to do?
Speak Italian. Read something in Italian.
Nei rifiuti del mondo nasce un nuovo mondo. Roman script.
Cool. I'm feeling it. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Because you know what's exhausting? Curly hair care. Curly hair care is exhausting. Every Thursday I do a meditation course on Skype. It's like a conference call. There's 9 of us, and it's just for people who have either ME or fibromyalgia. And it's like specific meditations for us and for autonomic hyperarousal. And then I had a nap because I was really zenned out and I felt really nice. My friend Roisin is coming over in about 15 minutes. So she's having some rough health things at the moment, and we're gonna eat some healthy vegan snacks and bitch about our health. I don't know, especially this week I've noticed that I've only taken my camera out when people are over and when I'm sort of behaving almost like a healthy person, and really most of my days look more like this. It's not because I'm trying to lie to you or anything or trying to make my house look better. It's just purely naturally when I'm up I'm going to film, and when I'm not up I'm going to be sleeping, so I can't be vlogging and sleeping at the same time. Meditation has been really amazing. The meditation course I'm doing and a little bit of yoga I'm doing. We're in the Western world we were very much in our heads and not very much in our bodies. I was always a kid who was more in their head than in their body. Like, I was always much more into chatting with people or playing imaginary games than I was rolling around or cuddling or that kind of stuff. I was a very in my head kind of child, and then when I got sick, I feel like I retreated into my head for safety. Like, my body suddenly became a hostile place to be, and my head became a beautiful, happy place to be. If I was in my head, stuck in there with all my thoughts and the things I was learning, the books I was reading, and the movies I was watching, and the songs I was listening to, or the songs that I was writing, or whatever, if I was in my head, I was in a safe space. And once I started to think about how my body was feeling, suddenly everything got really scary, because my body always felt really bad. And Ferga, the body, was a failure, but Ferga, the head, was still me. All these little things I'm doing, and with the way I'm eating as well, the way I'm just taking such care of my food and really paying attention to how my body feels and how it reacts to all these things. It's like coming out of hiding up in my head, trying to gain the confidence to inhabit the body and to not be afraid of it and to make friends with it. I don't know if that makes sense. Sounds really weird.
When I was in Toronto, this guy was like, "What's wrong with your leg?" And then he looked and saw this and he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I think he thought it was like a prosthetic leg. Yeah. Like,
also, I like the way he's like, "What's wrong with the thing?" And then he sees there's something wrong with it and he's like, "Oh, sorry." But like, obviously there was going to be something wrong with it. But I think they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm fine, actually. I just pretend."
You got me.
So, right now I'm looking up recipes. It is Friday. My friend Shannon is coming over in about half an hour and we're going to cook together. We like to cook together because we're both vegan. Last time she came over, another friend was there too, and we made nachos and they were so good. It's almost the end of the week. This week has been really nice. I've really enjoyed being here. I mean, I haven't exhausted myself, I've been careful, and you guys have just seen like when the friends are over and stuff, but in between I had a lot of sleeping and resting and stuff, so it was only like 2 hours per day that I was being social, but still it's more than I do normally. So that's really exciting that I can do that and that I'm feeling a bit better, but also I feel like I just need to pull back a little bit. I have no friends coming over tomorrow and I love my friends and I love seeing them, but I'm kind of looking forward to having like a rest day because I'm getting a little tired. Teensy bit. Nice. You're just like a little burrito. You're just like a rice burrito. That's not right. There's good tunes in it.
It's Paul Simon.
Yeah, this is from the This Is Us playlist.
I like that.
I know.
Is there food notice?
That's nice.
Ooh, how do you do this?
It's a video.
Oh, it's just going?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're adorable.
Hello.
Oh. Alright, tell me about what your
It's
vlog
April.
is gonna be on.
I'm just doing like a little time capsule of my week.
Oh, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why am I doing this? See me play, sing a song, play a game. Oh, I'm so